My girlfriend said, I'm going to pretend to be single tonight for free drinks. Don't be insecure. I replied, smart strategy. Then I texted the bartender, my buddy, to put all her free drinks on her tab with a 50% gratuity. Her shocked face when the bouncer stopped her from leaving. I'm posting this because I keep replaying in my head, and I need to put it somewhere that isn't my notes app or a group chat full of guys telling me I'm either a legend or a psychopath, and maybe writing out will help me understand why something so small felt so big. So here goes. My ex-girlfriend's name is Lauren. She's 27, works in marketing, smart, funny, very good at reading people, especially when there's something in it for her. We dated just under a year, long enough for routines to form and red flags to stop looking like emergencies and start looking like furniture. The kind you trip over, but eventually just learn to walk around. And one of those pieces of furniture was her relationship with free drinks. She didn't call it that, of course. She called it being social, being friendly, leveraging her environment. She had a dozen phrases for it, none of which included the words disrespectful or humiliating. Those were my words, and apparently those were words insecure men use when they can't handle dating someone attractive. That was her favorite line. You knew who I was when you started dating me, which was funny because I didn't know who she was when I started dating her. Not fully, not until the pattern emerged. The first time it happened, I brushed it off. We were out at a bar with some co-workers of hers. I went to the bathroom, came back, and she had a fresh cocktail in her hand, smiling a little too brightly. Some guy standing a little too close. She introduced me. The guy shook my hand, said, nice to meet you, man, and walked away. And she leaned in and whispered, see, save us $15 already, like she clipped a coupon. And I laughed because it felt easier than starting a fight in public. But then it kept happening. Different bars, same script. She'd drift, make eye contact, laugh, touch an arm, accept a drink, return. And every time I said something later, she'd tell me I was overthinking it, that it didn't mean anything, that it was just drinks. And I tried explaining it wasn't about the money. It was about standing there like a coat rack while my girlfriend auditioned for other men. But she always reduced it to jealousy. You're mad because other guys find me attractive. That's a you problem. And maybe if I had raised my voice or slammed the door, she would have taken me more seriously. But I don't do that. I'm an operations analyst. My brain works in processes and inputs and outputs. I look for patterns. And the pattern was clear. She liked the attention. She liked the game, and she liked not paying. So when last Friday rolled around and she got dressed like she was in a casting call instead of lounge, tight black dress, heels she complained about later, hair done perfectly. I already knew what kind of night it was to be. On the drive there, she checked her reflection in the visor mirror and casually said it, like she was telling me she'd be late from work. I'm probably going to pretend to be single tonight. It's just easier. Don't be insecure. And something in me clicked, not snapped, clicked, like a checkbox getting ticked, and I heard myself say, smart strategy. And she looked at me, genuinely surprised, like she'd been bracing for an argument, and instead got approval, really. She said, yeah, I added work smarter, not harder. She smiled, satisfied, and went back to her phone. And that was the moment I decided I wasn't going to argue anymore. I was going to observe, because arguing hadn't changed anything, but systems did. And my friend Tyler worked the bar at a place called Ember Room. Not a dive, not a club. One of those spots where drinks cost too much and everyone pretends it's normal. Tyler and I went to college together. He knows how my mind works. I know how his does. And when we walked in and he saw us, he raised his eyebrows in a way that said, oh, this again. And Lauren immediately flashed him the same smile she used on strangers, which I noticed for the first time in a very clear, clinical way. And Tyler asked what we wanted. I ordered a whiskey. She ordered an espresso martini. And when Tyler asked if she wanted to open a tab, she handed over a card without hesitation. Barely glanced at the screen when she signed, just muscle memory. Then we found a high top near the back, good sight lines. And within 20 minutes, she was scanning the room like a shark. And when she said she was grabbing another drink, and I asked if she wanted company, she waved me off. I'm good. And she slid up next to a guy in a button-down who looked like he'd practiced smiling in a mirror. I watched Tyler ask her something while making the drink, watched her nod without looking at him, watched the guy pay, watched her return, beaming. And when I asked if Tyler had said anything, she shrugged. Probably just bar stuff. The guy bought it anyway, right? And that's when I texted Tyler, did she authorize it? And he replied, yep, said put on my tab, and I felt a strange calm, not anger, not triumph, just confirmation. So I sent the next text, do me a favor. Every time a guy buys her a drink tonight, ask her where to put it, and if she says her tab, add 50% gratuity. And there was a pause. Then you're serious. And I wrote back, completely standard procedure, and a minute later I'm in, and the night unfolded like a case study. Laura made 6 trips to the bar. 6 different guys, finance, tech, fitness, leather jacket. The types blur together after a while, and each time Tyler did exactly what he said he would do, and each time she authorized it without thinking, without looking, because in her mind the system was simple. Flirt equals free. And every time she came back, she told me about them like characters in a show I wasn't watching closely enough. He's in venture capital. He's opening a gym. He has a motorcycle. And I nodded, asked neutral questions, and kept my phone face down, occasionally checking the running total Tyler sent me. And by the time midnight rolled around, she was buzzing, loose, confident, and I was still on my second drink. Still calm, because the outcome was no longer theoretical. It was itemized. And when she finally said she was ready to go and we walked the bar to close out, I watched the other bartender's face change when he read the number. I watched Lauren's smile freeze, then crack. That can't be right. She said, I only had 1 drink, maybe 2. And when he read them out, when Tyler stepped in and calmly confirmed each one, when the service charge was explained, I saw something I hadn't seen before. Confusion, not about what was happening, but about why it was happening to her. Like consequences were a foreign language. And when her card declined, when she laughed nervously and said, try it again, when it declined again, the room shifted. People started paying attention. The bouncer took a step closer, and Lauren's eyes finally found mine. Wide, accusing, you did this. And I didn't deny it. I didn't need to, because everything that happened followed the rules she agreed to, the rules she assumed would only ever benefit her. And when she whispered, please, just pay it, I told her I would. But only if we were done, and she agreed, because at that moment leaving mattered more than pride, more than us, and I paid, signed the receipt, felt oddly light as she stormed out ahead of me. And later that night, after another beer in the house, after Tyler shook his head and said, man, that was something, I went home and slept better than I had in months. And the fallout came exactly as expected. Texts calling me cruel, post-accusing, me of financial abuse, friends divided, her mom calling to apologize. And I realized something in the quiet the next morning. This wasn't about drinks. It was about boundaries, about what happens when you keep telling someone something hurts you and they keep telling you it doesn't, until you stop arguing and let reality speak. And reality is very persuasive when it comes to a receipt. And now, weeks later, I'm dating someone new. Her name is Emily. She insists on splitting checks. She rolls her eyes at the story and laughs. And when we go out together, no games, no pretending, just 2 people who understand that respect isn't about who pays. It's about not making your partner feel small. And if someone ever tells you they're going to pretend to be single right in front of you, believe them, because they're not pretending. And if they won't listen to words, sometimes the only language left is math.